I had travelled from Perth in Western Australia back to my native homeland, down in the deep south of New Zealand's South Island. Although this was a family holiday, I managed to arrange a couple of nights away to an area where years ago my grandfather had hunted fallow deer, and where him and my father spent a lot of years exploring the many river systems, fly fishing for brown and rainbow trout. I was heading into Mavora, to the headwaters of the Vaughan and Aridi rivers, in an attempt to successfully hunt my first fallow buck. With me were two of my closest friends, Dan Marsden and Marty Black from Hunter Gatherer Limited, based out of Invercargill. We had only a narrow weather window, with large downpours and low cloud on either side, and we planned to glass the vast open mountains and scree faces, pinpointing the deer before then making a plan to put in a stalk up to them. This was my old backyard, where I grew up as a young kid, and this trip meant so much to me on many levels. So the plan is we're going to have a bit of a hunt this afternoon. It's about 9:30 in the morning now. We've just come up from, these guys come up from Invercargill and me from Riversdale. So we're just set up now. We're going to have a bit of a glass up around this sort of big scree faces and everything up here. This is most likely the area we're going to hunt in over the next day. Chamois and reds up in here. Chamois will hang out all those scree faces and all those bluffs and everything. So we'll probably walk up through this valley here, up over the scree, and up over the top of that bluff, and then back down the other side and come back down that valley down there. The name of the game here is pretty much let our eyes do the walking. And then see if we can spot something and then cut a plan to be able to then go up and put a stalk on it. We decided to set up base camp at a well-known hut called Boundary Hut. Fortunate for us, it was empty, which at this time of year is a rarity due to the many mountain hikers traversing through this part of the country. Given the current weather, we deemed the hut a far more attractive option than that of hunkering down in our bivvies and flies. Hopefully the weather's going to clear up a little bit this arvo, and we're just going to do a bit of a glassing around from the hut here at the moment. We just got here, boiled the billy, had a cup of tea, and just hurry up and wait. Found anything, Marty?
No.
Not yet.
Early days.
Early days. This is the hut. Pretty well set up. Dan, that's Dan getting ready. Got a couple of good bunks and some air guard. We love mozzies and sandflies. Whilst we waited for the weather to clear, I decided to try my luck at hooking into a nice trout to complement our backcountry meals that we were preparing for dinner.
While we're waiting for the wind to change a bit, I'm just out here doing a bit of fishing. Just spotted a massive trout in the river here, so I'm going to give him a go. So, spent 3/4 of an hour trying to catch that bloody trout. He's just sitting behind a rock there, throwing 3 different lures at him. Just won't take a bloody thing, so I'm shooting back to the cabin. I only brought 3 lures with me and I've tried all 3. He's not taking them. The big brown, he's probably 5 or 6 pounds sitting in there, possibly 8. So we're just going to just have a quick shot with these rifles and just make sure they're sighted in. get a feel for him. The weather's starting to clear up a bit, so we're just going to have a quick shot, and we're out at 200 yards or 200 metres. We've got a water bottle down there with a target on it, so we'll see how we go.
Well, that's a kill.
So that worked quite well. First shot at 200, we've zeroed him at 200. We're going to be doing a fair bit of sort of long distance shooting, so we've zeroed it at 200. Yeah, pinged her over on the first go, so I am the one that has to walk back down the track, stand the target back up. According to Marty, there's a few animals in here. Over the years, they sort of died right down, but you know, back in the 70s, probably going up into the early 80s, there was a hell of a lot of deer in here, and I didn't realise there's actually chamois in here as well. So we're going to be targeting with any luck reds and chamois. Get a lot of chamois up on these scree faces and everything above us. We're going to do a bit of walking. She's fairly mountainous terrain, but it's quite open, so which is the beauty about being able to sit here and do a bit of glassing, I guess. So wish that rain would stop. She's coming down fairly hard, but it's in drips and drabs, so it might ease off later, Savo, but we're only in here for a couple of days, so we don't really have much of a choice. We might just have to grin and bear it. So there's the two shots. That's at 200. So she's certainly in the kill zone, that's for sure. It's just a little 5 litre water bottle. It seems to have done the trick. Alright, we're all set. Afternoon hunt. Before I'll tell you exactly where, because it's a secret. We're off for a few hours. Up here. And up there. And up there.
By some stroke of luck, the higher we climbed, the clearer the weather got. For a little while at least. But in this part of the country, it can change at the drop of a hat.
So we've just been a pretty good vantage point to glass from. If you can see up there, up to my right, huge face up there leading up the mountain. So we're going to give that a crack. Marty's shot reds and chamois right down from here, but we're sighted actually right down in here. So we're just going to spend a bit of time backed up to a rock and glass up onto this face up here for a little while. Let's have a look around and see what we can see. So we're just taking a little break underneath a tree because it's been pissing down with rain, and we've just figured out that it's just snowed at about 1,000 metres above us. If you look up through that valley up there, it's just copped a dusting of snow. So I got all excited a little bit earlier. I thought what I saw was 3 chamois cruising around, and in actual fact it was 3 sheep. We're not after mutton.
Followed by about another 8.
And then when Marty come across, when I told him that there was 3 chamois there, he got his binos out and then found another probably 80 odd sheep.
What's your whole mob?
So there's a whole mob of sheep up there. Yeah. Best shelter in the bush. Underneath a spiny tree.
It's crazy to see.
Get some icicles on your leg. So it just snowed up there. So it's pretty cold, one would say. But it'll keep the deer down low. Pros and cons. So, just climbed up from the valley below. Let's get a glass around up here for a bit and see what I can come up with. I'll show you the boys way down below. There's Marty glassing down there. Dan is hanging under there. And they're glassing up. Around where those scree faces are, those scree cuts up in the mountain up there. So I've just been glassing up around here for about half an hour now. Seen a few more sheep. But, as much as the snow's almost melted off the tops here because the sun's come back down now, so it's starting to clear up a bit, which is good. We've still got about 4 hours of daylight left in us, so plenty of time yet. That wind's bitterly cold up here, but it's going to get down to about 1 or 2 degrees tonight. What's given the snow, it doesn't surprise me. But I've been looking up around, glassing up into here, under this big scree face up here. Not a lot up there at the moment I can pick out anyway. Okay, so nothing there. I'm going to head back down the mountain. I've blasted here for about 2 hours now. Haven't been able to see anything. So 6 o'clock, so we've got about probably 2.5 hours, or maybe 2 hours to dark. So you see up behind me, there's glassing all around these faces and mountains up there behind me. I'm going to head back down to the valley floor, way down there, catch up with the other boys. Hopefully they got a billy on. I need a cup of tea. So we went out for a bit of a hunt today. Didn't quite see anything other than sheep. So we're just back at the hut now, cooking up a couple of backcountry meals, and a bit early, very cold start tomorrow morning. Got to get out well before sun up so we can get to a glassing point as the sun's coming up.